Good evening, teacher. My name is Gabriela Jacqueline Patilima. In this opportunity, I'm going to explain Book 25, Lesson 4, Grammar. The grammar that we will see in this opportunity are always and present progressive, as suffix, anticipatory it, and verbs expressing emotion. Let's start with the first grammar. Always and present progressive. We can use present progressive for expressing activities that is happening now, to express future an action or an intention, and with an always plus present progressive to describe habitual or everyday activities. Let's look at the examples. The dog is barking in this moment. The waitress is bringing our food. In those sentences, we are specifying that the activity is happening now. Next, the email is sending at noon. He is working next weekend. In this case, we are specifying that these activities will happen in some moment in the future. In this case, in the first at noon, and in the second next weekend. We use always in simple present tense to describe habitual or everyday activities. Demi always leaves for school at 7:45. Amy always has coffee for breakfast. In this case, we are describing an habitual activity that we that we do every day. Remember that with the present progressive always means too often. Let's look at the imagine. With the present progressive always means too often. My roommate is always leaving his dishes in the sink. He leaves them there too often. With the present simple always means every time. My roommate always washes his dishes. Every time he uses a dish, he washes it. Next grammar. Suffix all. It means of kind, permitting, pertaining to, having the form or character of. In this case, we add the suffix all to a verb. For example, arrive plus suffix all, arrival. That means the action or process of arriving. Approve, the verb approve plus suffix all, approval, the action of sanctioning something. Verb deny plus suffix all, denial, the action of declaring something to be untrue. Verb disapprove plus suffix all, disapproval, the act of feeling or having a negative opinion or someone or of something. Withdraw, verb withdraw plus suffix all, withdrawal, the action of withdrawing something. For understanding better, let's look at the examples. Do you approve my idea? In this case, we are using the verb approve. You will need your parents' approval to take this field trip. In this case, we are using approval as a noun. He arrived home at 6 o'clock. Arrive is working as a verb. And they were waiting the arrival of guests. Arrival is working as a noun because we are adding the suffix all to convert the verb to a noun. Next grammar and final grammar. Anticipatory it plus noun clause. A noun clause, which is a subject of a sentence, can be placed after the verb. It is used in a usual subject position before the verb. This type of construction is called anticipatory it. Certain verbs expressing emotional reactions can be used in this anticipatory it construction. It is a way to tell someone how you or someone else feels about something. If you look at the chart that we have this in blue, we have the more common verbs using to construct an anticipatory it plus a noun clause. These verbs are amaze, annoy, bother, disappoint, disturb, frighten, hurt, irritate, shock, and surprise. Let's look at the examples. You keep asking questions and they were annoyed by this. We have two sentences that we are going to construct in anticipatory it non-clause. It amazed him that we were still waiting. In this case, that is optional. We maybe we can use or not. It's not compulsory. Amaze is the verb, and we were still waiting is a noun clause. We lost the game by 1 point, and irritate we lost. We are using the anticipatory it, irritate that the verb, me that, we lost the game by 1 point. In this case is the noun clause. That's it for the grammar review.